It's no secret that Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is considered one of the best movies of the year, if not the entire decade. It's praised for its beautiful visuals, the actors' performances, and Guillermo del Toro's incredible storytelling.
While many people focus on the main story of the film, I think one of the most important aspects of this film are the tiniest little details. You can tell that every single detail was carefully planned out.
What we want to discuss today are 4 important aspects of the film that aren't very noticeable on your first watch, but are so important to telling the story, and it ties into the themes of life and death. The 4 key elements to Frankenstein are ivory, blood, water, and sun. Let's dive in.
Ivory is one of the things I spotted the most in Frankenstein. And let me tell you, it's everywhere. I took pages upon pages of notes about ivory specifically.
You saw it today?
It's ivory.
Hey Mom, do you think this is ivory?
It's snow.
But it's ivory. Everything is ivory in this movie. It could be ivory. I'm writing it down. Everything is ivory.
Maybe you should take a break.
No, I need to get this done.
More ivory. Ivory. Ivory.
And ivory is seen the most throughout Victor's childhood. When Victor is studying with his father, he is playing with an ivory figure of a pregnant woman. And Victor's father says a quote that I think resonates the most throughout the entire movie.
Ivory does not bleed, Victor, flesh does.
And when Victor's mother dies, she is buried in an ivory coffin. Also, the entire Frankenstein manor is covered in ivory. There's also an ivory figure of the first corpse that Victor reanimates. Also on Herr Hollander's cane, there is an ivory figure. I cannot exactly make out what it is, but it does appear to be human.
Okay, so editing Virgo here. I left out an entire section of my ivory speech, and it's about the religious and symbolism of ivory. So, across many cultures, ivory generally symbolizes religious connections. For example, in ancient China, ivory is used to ward off spirits, but it also symbolizes like nobility and wealth. Meanwhile, in ancient Egypt, it also is used in religious ceremonies, but it also symbolizes immortality. In Christianity, it also represents divine connections and purity. Generally across many religions, it has divine connections. And these are all like really big themes important to Frankenstein, and that I think that is why Guillermo del Toro includes ivory so much, especially in Victor's childhood.
In part 2 of the movie, we don't really see much ivory, unless if you count the snow. But in the third act, a lot of people are wearing ivory colored clothes, especially Victor, his brother, William, and Elizabeth. And all their clothes are stained red with blood. Which is our next element.
Blood is perhaps the most obvious element we will be discussing. Blood is everywhere, both in its liquid form and in its color, shown through Victor and Claire's clothes. In Victor's childhood, his mother is wearing a red dress with a red bonnet and a red veil. When she goes into labor, she bleeds and grabs onto Victor.
Mama?
When Victor grows up, he wears a red scarf and red gloves, symbolizing his mother. Claire's death is also what motivates Victor to conquer death. And the dark angel that promises Victor control of life and death is also blood red. There's also so much bloodshed when Victor creates his creature. From the war zones that Victor collects the parts to the butchering of the men's bodies and the construction of the creature. And many times throughout the film, there are scenes of blood tainting water, especially when the creature is being constructed and when he is born in a rainstorm, which leads us to our next topic, what's there?
Water is life. That is the quote in Latin that is engraved on the building that the creature is born in. There is water flowing throughout the dungeon and into the sea. Water has a strong connection to the creature. The creature was born while it was a gigantic rainstorm. When he is revived, he is always submerged in water. And even when Victor tries to kill him, he follows the water in the dungeon out to the sea where he is saved. And we can go even further by the film's final location in the North Pole, which, is in the sea. But before we discuss the ending of the film, let's go to our next element.
The sun! The sun is connected to both Victor and the creature. When the creature and Victor first meet, sunlight is pouring through the windows. No, sun is life. Sun is life. Look, feel it. Oh. By the warm light. When the creature has become friends with the old blind man and sees snow for the first time, he stands in the sunlight in the exact same position he and Victor were in the beginning of his life. And in the final scene, when the creature chooses to live life to its fullest, he stands in that same position, taking in the sun's warm embrace. Before we go, let's take a moment to reflect on the ending of Frankenstein.
In the novel, the ending is very depressing. Victor dies after telling his tale, and the captain leaves his body alone. After a few days, the creature comes to see it.
I deeply regret everything I have done to him. I just felt so much rage and agony. I wanted to cause him as much pain as he has caused me. Now I just want peace, and I want it all to end. Father, please forgive me. Goodbye, Father.
Oh. Where are you going?
I am going to build a funeral pyre and end my life. I cannot take this pain anymore. Goodbye. Victor never truly learns his lesson. He is still very, very ambitious and is determined to kill the monster. But the creature does go through some growth. He has learned to let go of all of his anger, and he just wants to be at peace. And the creature ultimately chooses death.
However, in the film, the characters have developed in much different ways. The creature visits Victor before he dies and tells his story to him and the captain. Then he makes amends with both men. Victor is remorseful for all the pain he has caused his loved ones, especially the creature. And after all this time, he finally sees the creature as a human being.
Say my name, Victor, the name my father gave me. Give it meaning again.
Victor.
The creature has now let go of all his anger and vengeance, and while he can't die, he chooses to embrace life. He takes off his hood and stands in the sun, soaking in the light as he cries. The new ending is so significant because it not only gives Victor and the creature a happy ending, but it also tells the audience to let go of all of their pain and cherish your life.
That officially is a wrap. Yay!